How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
Welcome, basketball fans, to another exciting season of basketball right here on Redeemer Radio. Your announcers, Kenny Barr and Bob Mers, are ready to bring you all the action of tonight's games. Turn up the dial, sit back, and relax. Redeemer Radio has your courtside seats ready.
And welcome, basketball fans. We are on the campus of Bishop Dwenger High School for our fourth and final doubleheader of the year. And Bob and I are getting to the point we kind of like these two games in one night thing. Southside Archers in the house tonight. And both these teams and both these games look to be quite evenly matched, Bob.
Should be a very good ball game, Kenny. As you mentioned, the Bishop Dwenger girls are 12-6 on the year, 4-4 in the SAC. Southside is 9-12, 3-5 in the SAC. And you and I were looking at the schedule. They sort of had a rough stretch. Was that 7 or 8 games in a row they've lost? But they have a very good team. It should be a very good ball game. And Southside, coached by Juanita Goodwell, they always are athletic. Probably should be an up-and-down ball game. This should be very interesting. Bishop Dwenger is led by Taya Andrews. She's averaging almost 23 points a game. And as much as we've watched Dwenger, Ellen Ross gets 9 rebounds a game. So those two, between the rebounding and I mentioned to you, the center for Southside, Denise Chapman, only a sophomore. You got to watch her. She's a wide body, and she does a real good job inside.
If you can hear this game, it's thanks to our communications sponsor, Dr. Todd and Mrs. Mary Briscoe, and the Briscoe Family Dentistry. Their generous financial support helps make this Redeemer Radio Sport broadcast possible. Do you need emergency dental care? Call Dr. Briscoe at 260-486-9950. That's 260-486-9950. And let's do our opening prayer.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Let us pray. As we gather in your name, O Lord, there are so many things for which we are grateful, for you have created us in your image and likeness, and you have filled us with gifts and talents and abilities. We thank you for the gifts that you have bestowed upon these athletes, their coaches, their parents, and their supporters. We ask you to bless this contest in which we show forth the beauty of creation by using our talents wisely. Help us always to use them for your greater honor and glory in a spirit of fairness and competition, so that this game may truly be a way of bringing to the world an awareness of you who are Lord forever and ever. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Redeemer Radio has one travel sponsor. That's H&L Electric. And that's his voice in the background, specializing in commercial electric needs for the business community. H&L Electric can handle the smallest to the largest of projects for your business. Call Pete Henry at 260-357-0123. That's 260-357-0123. I wonder if that's a cell phone. We ought to call him and see if he answers. And we'll have the in-house prayer and possibly the anthem.
God our Father, you have created us to strive for the best. Grant to all athletes, coaches, and fans strength to pursue excellence during this event, and in all that we do for the glory of God. We pray for the safety of these athletes, protect them from injury and harm, and finally, we pray for your grace that you would provide us with endurance to pursue our heavenly prize, eternal life in your Son. Amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing. The privilege of this game must make possible that serve and continue to serve freedom. Let us honor and respect their efforts and our country as we join Alice Presley, the singing of our national anthem.
Very good.
As we always say, Kenny, if this game is half as good as the way she sings, she does all the Bishop Dwenger games, and she's got a beautiful voice.
And if you get a little dead air and hear guys moaning and groaning, we got a tight fit here. Bob and I are wedging ourselves back into our seats, and we are indeed in. Starting lineups, I'll get south side. And Bob, you can have Dwenger. Because of the senior night, you know, they scored a little bit better than I do. Starting for the Southside Archers is Shara Nathan. She wears the number 0. She's 5'8" guard. She is a junior. Akiba Jones. She is, let's see, she's a spring player. She's a guard and forward, stands about 5'10". She is a sophomore. Joey Stanford. She is a guard. She stands 5'8". She's a senior for the Southside Archers. So she knows what Nita Goodwell wants on the floor. Wouldn't surprise me if she is the driving force behind things. Shamari Jackson should be wearing number 5. She's a 5'7" guard. She is a sophomore. And rounding out the starting lineup for the Southside Archers, Denise Chapman, 5'11". She's the lady in the middle. The Saints are going to have a little bit of trouble with, we think. Listed as the center, she is a sophomore, 5'11". And now they crank it up, and you get the Bishop Dwenger Saints.
Bishop Dwenger Lady Saints, number 4, Madison Ream, 5'6" senior. Number 21, Heather Nellam, 5'7" junior. Number 22, leading scorer of the Bishop Dwenger Saints, Taya Andrews, 5'9" senior. Number 25, Ellen Ross, only a sophomore, 5'11" junior, one of the better rebounders in the entire area. And number 44, Rose Tippman, 5'6" senior. So Madison Reams is senior, Kenny, Taya Andrews is senior, and Rose Tippman in the starting lineup.
A couple of good coaches matched up here tonight. Cleveland Anga is starting to make a name for himself in Fort Wayne, and then Juanita Goodwell, who doesn't have the most talented team she's had in years, playing pretty good. Well, they run with that stretch of 7 games, which is kind of lousy, but they're riding the ship the other night. They beat Huntington North 55-47. Juanita's 114 up and 52 down. She knows how to get these girls to play good ball and winning basketball. And one of the more popular players on the ball club, Rose Tippman, gets her introduction for senior night and a starting lineup. I always love to see that. Senior night's kind of cool. And hopefully they'll survive quite a while staying in the lineup there.
Going to be a very good ball game, Kenny. Southside goes 5'8", 5'7", 5'10", 5'8", and 5'11". Bishop Dwenger matches that with 5'6", 5'7", 5'9", 5'11", and 5'6". If Bishop Dwenger can handle the press, that'll be one of the keys tonight.
You can help support your Catholic parish or school and help yourself in the process with Notre Dame Federal Credit Union's Elevate program. Call Elevate at 844-230-6611 or visit them online at ndelevate.com to learn more. Tip controlled by Dwenger. Quickly down the floor, Andrews with the left hand up and in. 2-0 Saints.
Bishop Dwenger ran the tip play to perfection. Dwenger's in a 3-2 zone. Joey Stanford, number 21, she's a transfer from Wayne, Kenny. She's a pretty darn good scorer. You got to keep an eye on her.
Nathan gets around the defense into the lane and throws up a kind of a wild little thing with the right hand, and it goes down. So our score's 2 even, and the press is indeed in force. And Madison Ream butterfingers it right out of bounds for the first turnover of the ball game. So the Archers will have the rock in their offensive end of the zone.
Southside loves to press, and they get up and down the floor. They will run the press all over the floor, and they'll try to run off the turnovers. That's their key.
Joey Stanford triggers the basketball in to Nathan, and she's going to sling it to the right side over to Jackson. Jackson dumps it down to the corner. And Southside moving themselves rather well, but hanging on to the basketball. Nathan bounce passes over to Stanford. Stanford goes out in between the circles. They fling it to the left wing. Jackson throws it into the corner. They try to get inside, and traveling is going to be the call. So back-to-back turnovers one from each team. The press is set up again.
It's man-to-man, Kenny, and they double-team the basketball once the ball's passed in.
Ross gets it into Andrews. Back to Ross, back to Andrews, threw it behind her, but she hustled and picked it up. So first time we get an offensive set for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. Rose Tippman Has it about 8 feet out. Decides to kick it outside to Andrews. Andrews finds Ross at the top of the key. Ross drives, cut off by the defense, flips it out to Nellum, who's out between the circles. Ross, they dump it out to Ream down in the corner. Try to get it back to Ross on the baseline. Slapped out of bounds by Southside. Saints basketball.
Darshana Nathan, 5'8" juniors, trying to guard Taya Andrews. That'll be a big matchup all game, Kenny.
Nellum triggers it into Tittman. Tittman under the bucket, puts it up and in.
Beautiful pass.
Saints 4, Archers 2, 6:30. Early in the night. First quarter action here at Bishop Dwenger High School.
Again, Bishop Dwenger's in a 3-2 zone.
Nathan with the basketball. Her and Stanford play a little pitch and catch here on the left side and the top of the key. Now everybody's moving. They try to dump it down into the corner. Spin move to the baseline. Doesn't do any good for Jones, so she finally gives it up. And they're going to try it again. Nathan with the basketball. Now she's kind of floating to her left side. Changes, flips it to the right side to Jackson. Back to Nathan. They're way outside the arc, not doing anything. Now she decides to drive inside the arc. Nathan and it's taken away by Nellums. Nellums over the top pass to Ream. Ream finds Andrews. Andrews puts it up. Too much mustard on it. Rebound south side. Stanford come out of the pack with it. She's going to go coast to coast. Nobody really stopped the basketball. And the whistle stops play. Charging the call. And that was, it might have been a gift because she was, Nellum was way underneath the iron. But she did not, she had a head full of steam, kind of outrun her headlights there a little bit, Bob.
Again, here's where Bishop Dwenger's having trouble. Once they get it in, they get double teamed. They got to hit the open girl.
They get to Ream, to Ross, to Andrews. They got it broke well that time. Rose Tittman on the baseline. Finds Ross up top of the key. Bang, count it for 3.
Nice pass from Rose Tittman to Ellen Ross. She found the open girl, and that's good for a 3.
7-2. Saints on top here. 5:25 on the clock.
Southside doesn't seem in a hurry against his zone, do they, Kenny?
Stanford gets it down to the baseline. And Jones tries to drive, and she is fouled on the play. Somebody bodied her up. We'll get you the number here pretty quick. I believe that's going to go on Rose Tittman. Her first of the ball game. First called against the Saints this evening.
Again, against a zone, if you're Southside, you got to move the ball quickly. Move the zone from side to side. They're in no hurry right now, and Southside's coaching staff's not real happy with the offense run.
Southside's having trouble getting the basketball triggered in. They finally get it in deep to Jackson. Jackson throws one up from deep. Rebound is fought for, grabbed by Ross. She's shadowed by Jones. She kind of step for step. She gets it all the way into the paint. Around the horn, they're going to throw it. Andrews drives into the lane, flicks it to Ream. Ream's going to drive the baseline. Oops, she traveled. She had a nice open lane there, and she saw it. Tried to get there a little quicker than her feet would let her. 4:57, the time, 7-2 still your score.
Southside averages almost 56 points a game, Kenny, and they're having trouble against this zone. They only have 2, and we played almost 4 minutes.
They get it inside high post, kind of dump it down to the baseline. The defense wasn't quite ready for it. Jones spun and put it in. Easy bucket for Southside that time.
That's how you beat the zone. You go to the high post and then inside.
Nellum needs to spin to her right. She does, but the ball gets knocked away. And it's going to roll out of bounds. It's going to stay Saints basketball. Although it's, what the Southside
I think
Archers
they've changed it now. I thought it was Bishop Dwenger basketball also.
He did. He pointed that way. But Joey Stanford standing right in front of him, pointing the other direction. And we're going to have a little bit of a powwow here? No. They're going to give it to Southside.
Dwenger, when on the press, Kenny, they got to stay away from the sidelines. That's another defender.
And they're going to take a timeout, so we're going to fill in one of our live reads right here. I got you, Bob. Eisman Property Management is a local company that offers services for residential properties from a single home to large complexes. If you're a property owner needing a full-time maintenance staff to care for your property, or you need to find a rental home, Eisman Property Management is here to help. Contact Eisman Property Management on the web at 456rent.com or call 456-RENT. That works out to be 456-7368. And the reason I did that, Bob, is because I butchered it so bad last time. I felt bad to the sponsor, so I thought I better get it right now. They'll come over, find me, and teach me how to read. 7-4 your score, 4:33 on the clock, first quarter.
Bishop Dwenger has Josie Kochman, usually a starter. Josie Kochman, 6'2 junior, brings a lot of height. She's a good rebounder, blocks shots, so she'll give Miss Chapman a problem, I think,
came
on
in for
defense.
Rose Tittman. I thought Rose did an excellent job.
She did a real good job for not playing very
I'd
much.
have left her right in there. Nathan gets it inside, pass into the lane. Ball bounces around 3 times and falls through. I think they're going to give it to Denise Chapman. Gets her first bucket of the evening. And it's 7-6. Ream with a 3. Short. Rebound. Tapped around. Slapped out of bounds. And it's going to go Southside's way.
Southside's been doing a lot better job. They're getting the ball into the middle of the zone, and then Chapman's passing it either out or inside, and that's how you beat the zone. Inside, outside. Southside's moving the ball a lot better. That's why they're only down 7-6.
Shamari Jackson brings it down the floor, kicks it to the right side to Nathan. Now she goes in between the circles. They're going to swing it around to Jackson, who ran down to the baseline. She kicks it out of the corner to Stanford. To Nathan. Nathan thinks about the 3, changes her mind. Bounce pass to Jones. Back outside to Nathan. Nathan slowly dribbling it out. They're going to reset the offense. A little handoff action to Jackson. Sling it over the left wing. Oh, the dribble of it. No, not quite. She had a place to go with it. A little pitch and catch between the left wing and the top of the key for Southside. Now people are starting to move. Get a open look from the corner. 3 on the way. No good. Log rebound. Kochman pulls it down. Bounce pass to Jones. Stole it. Shot from the free throw line. No good. Rebound tapped around. Southside out hustles them again. Jones goes out and gets it. Makiba Jones active on the boards here this time down the floor from Southside. To get it inside to Chapman. You're right, Bob. That was a nice move to her left.
Once she gets the ball, Dwenger's in trouble because she's a very strong young lady and she's real good in the pivot.
Yep, she looks comfortable in the post. Andrews gets inside, spins, kicks it out. Ross, 17-footer, count it. 9-8, Saints up by 1. Nathan brings the ball over the timeline, right over the BD side in the middle of the floor, kicks it to the right side to Jackson. Jackson bounce pass back to Nathan. She's down in the corner. Ross has got her covered. Nice entry pass into Chapman. She's covered. She kicks it back out. Jones with a baseline shot. Whoop! Missed everything, threw it over the world. Pocket pick from the backside. Andrews lost it to Chapman. Chapman gets it to Nathan. Nathan back to Chapman. Chapman shot partially blocked. Rebound fought for. Southside gets to Stanford, up and in. And the foul on the Saints.
Joey Stanford says, look what I found. The ball came right back to her. She put it up and she also got fouled.
The lineup change for the Saints. Haley Nelms down and Jada Smith, who started quite a few ball games, up. And let's see, for the Archers, we got Jakira Lacey into the lineup. I think she spelled Shamari Jackson. So free throw on the way for Southside. No good. Tip, and Chapman comes down with it. Yes, you're right. She likes to go to her left, puts it up, no good. Rebound fought for again. Kochman had it. Chapman took it away from her. And Chapman might have stepped out of bounds. No, they're going to call a foul. The outside official is going to call this foul on Kochman. Just blocked her with the body.
That's going to be the key all night. Josie Kochman and Chapman. Kochman's got to keep her off the boards, and that's already 3 fouls on Dwenger.
First one on Kochman. She has a seat. Olivia Sturber takes her place. They throw it in deep, does Southside. And the coaching staff is a verbal bunch over here at Southside, so please bear with us if you can hear them, but their enthusiasm. Nathan with the basketball. She can slowly dribble in between the circles. Don't fling it to the left side. 3 on the way.
You better guard her. She's a good-looking shooter,
Joey
Stanford.
Joey Stanford looked comfortable. Dwenger threw it in and hit one of the Dwenger players in the head. Jones grabbed it, tried to throw it up. She got fouled on the play, so Bishop Dwenger is rattled right now with the full court press.
We've played almost 6.5 minutes, Kenny, and 6 turnovers already for Bishop Dwenger, and the press is causing him. Dwenger isn't even getting the ball past half court, and that's a big problem.
Natalie Maurer going to check into the lineup as soon as she can. First free throw is very short. Maurer goes in, and Madison Ream is going to have a seat for Bishop Dwenger, one of the seniors, being honored here on senior night. 1:50 on the clock, 13-9. The Archers ahead of the Saints by 4. And the second free throw, it's going to look short too. It's short and goes right, and it goes all the way to the mascot for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. You got him for a rebound? What's his name, Sainty or whatever?
Yeah, Tuffy.
Tuffy, that's
Tuffy
right.
the Saint.
Tuffy the Saint just got a rebound.
Now here's where the problem for Bishop Dwenger. They got Jada Smith in there, the freshman. See if she handles the press any better.
And she got the ball in, turned, and picked up a foul on Deshara Nathan, for Southside. So that'll be the third on Southside, and the first on Nathan. Dwenger going to take the basketball out far side halfway of the forecourt. Natalie Mowry.
Another bad turnover by Dwenger.
Smith put a hand on it.
Good defense by Bishop Dwenger.
Possession arrow goes to south side. So the inbounds pass and the press is really rattling the Bishop Dwenger Saints.
Again, 7 turnovers for the Lady Saints, and they really got to figure out this press between quarters.
South side, everybody in a line, spreads out. They get it inside to Jackson. Jackson out to the top of the key.
You better guard
Stanford. Shot, no good. Rebound Jones. Tries to hit Stanford, knocks Stanford down with a pass, and said they got a little bit of help that time from Ross as she hits the floor. That's kind of a floppy looking thing there. But foul still called. Ross, second foul of the ball game. Here comes Rose Tittman.
Dwenger's doing a poor job of rebounding right now between rebounding very well. Kenny, that's 2 fouls on Ellen Ross, and she's one of the leading rebounders in the area, has 5 points, and that's really going to hurt Dwenger. They somehow have to start rebounding.
And a foul call on south side. That's one going to go against Chapman. She gave somebody a heave-ho trying to get an open look in there. So that's her first of the ball game, and the 4th called on the Archers. So lots of fouls here in this first quarter. Smith to Mowry. Mowry still at 84 feet, and she traveled with the basketball underneath Southside's iron. So Bishop Dwenger wouldn't hurt him to call a timeout here, Bob, but you're the coach.
You're exactly right, because, Kenny, they're not even getting the ball. They have 4 baskets, but in the last couple of minutes, they haven't got the ball past half court. So this press is really causing them trouble.
Southside launches a 3. Count it. Shara Nathan with the 3-point shot.
All of a sudden, Southside, 16 points and 5 for Nathan, and Southside's doing everything right now.
Jada Smith gets it into the offensive end of the floor, and South was all over him defensively. This time Lacey got called on the foul. Jakira Lacey got called on a reach-in. And here comes Ellen Ross back into the lineup.
Even though she has 2 fouls, they sure need her for her rebounding, her experience, her offense. Dwenger's got to really shake off these turnovers right now.
Andrews with the basketball, gets into the forecourt, into the lane, stops, pops, puts it up and in, count it. They needed that bucket. Stopped the lead, and there was quite a little run by the Archers. 16-11, your score, 1:03 on the clock, and Nathan with the basketball out in between the circles. Guarded by Ream, sort of. She's in the zone. She backed off quite a bit. Stanford with the basketball, flips it around to the corner to Nathan. Nathan, 2 dribbles. Pops it up to Jackson, back to Nathan. Nathan's going to take a 3. Count it.
She has 8 points and 2 of them are threes. Kenny, she's red hot.
The last 2 baskets have been hers. Ross with the basketball, and she's going to get over the timeline. They're going to back off the press that time, and we're going to see a half-court set for the first time in quite a while. Andrews gets it over the corner to Smith. Smith, that looks short. It is. Rebound Ross. Kicks it out to Andrews. He's going to drive on Nathan. Finds Ream in the corner. Ream finds Rose Tittman down on the pivot. She decides to kick it out to Ross. Ross, 3-pointer from the top of the key, no good. Long rebound comes to south side's Nathan. He slows things down a little bit, looking to do the secondary break. Bangs into Ream, no call. Drop pass to the right side, counted for Jackson. Shamari Jackson with a 3.
It's raining threes for Southside here in the first quarter.
22-11 your score. Andrews got the ball in quickly, and Shamari Jackson bodied and banged her on the way down the floor. So, with 0.6 to go in the quarter, 22-11, Southside really putting up some offensive numbers here after a slow 1.5 or 2-minute start.
Southside has 9 baskets, Kenny, and 4 of them are threes.
Hey, let's take a 1-minute break here at the end of the quarter. You're listening to 106.3 FM WRDF, Columbia City, Fort Wayne.
Programming on Redeemer Radio is underwritten in part by Bob Busher Homes. Floor plan customization is what they specialize in. Find floor plans, building sites, and read Bob's story on the web at bobbusherhomes.com. Bob Busher Homes is locally owned with offices in Fort Wayne and Angola. For more information about new home building or remodeling, Bob Busher Homes can be reached at 260-490-3355.
A clean office space. Okay, that's an easy choice, and choosing the right company to clean your business is easy too. Sioka's Professional Cleaning is the choice of a lot of Fort Wayne companies because of the 100% satisfaction guarantee. Sioka's does it with built-in check systems to make sure your business is cleaned beyond your expectations every time. First impressions are critical, so make sure yours is always the best with professional cleaning from Siokas. The best people, the best service. 483-2112 or online at siokas.com.
And we're back. Basketball fans, second quarter action, and we have a second quarter sponsor.
Holy Cross College is proud to bring you the second quarter of tonight's exciting game. Holy Cross College is an affordable Catholic college offering a life-changing, life-affirming education, and is closer than you think. It's just 2 hours away. Search for them on the web at Holy Cross in Notre Dame, Indiana.
Dwenger gets the basketball in on the press. They try to dump it into Tippmann, and Chapman jumps it away, slaps it away, and Southside hustles down the other end of the floor. Nathan into the lane, jump stop, puts it up, ugly shot. Ross, nice rebound. She looks ahead, looking for somebody to give it up to. Bounce pass to Smith. Smith gets inside the arc, travels. Yep, she sure did. Yep, she walked with the basketball, and half the gym does not agree, but I think that was a travel. What do you think, Coach?
I thought so too, and that's 10 turnovers. And again, Bishop Dwenger's got 11 points and 10 turnovers. You're not going to win very many basketball games doing that.
Yeah, we better not talk ratios right now. Put away the math class and score some baskets. Pass deflected out of bounds. Andrews slaps it away. It was intended for Stanford. And Southside will retain possession. They'll take it out on the far court, just about 10 feet. The offensive end of the offensive.
Southside's been hitting the outside shot on this zone, Kenny, and hitting the three. That's also causing Dwenger problems.
Thinking about loading up another one. Jackson gets it back. Nathan top of key, bounces into Jackson. Oh, Rose Tippmann went the wrong way. Chapman spun left, and she traveled. So maybe Rose went the correct way.
I think she confused her, didn't she?
Well, I think Rose went for the steal and missed it. And Chapman she's got some instinct. This is going to be fun to watch for a couple of years for the Southside Archers. Green throws it over the top, slapped out of bounds.
Boy, that's a very risky pass. They're going to have to figure out this press a lot better. This could be a long night for Bishop Dwenger.
Stanford got up there and slapped it out of bounds. It was kind of a low or a high floater. I think I could have made it.
She didn't put a lot of zip on that ball, did she?
No, there wasn't. The zip definitely was absent. Smith drives around to the right side, kicks to Ream in the corner. Immediately picked up by the defense. Now there's a crowd of people over there. She's double teamed, finds Andrews. Andrews uses up the dribble, looking for somebody to help her. Ross comes out. Back over to Smith, left side, bounce pass. Intended for interior pass, and nobody was there. Bounces out of bounds. 22-11 still your score. 6:46. Kolkman in and Rose Tippmann out. Southside going to bring it in. And I like the way they run their half-court offense so far. But when everybody's making threes, it all looks good.
And when you got someone as strong as Chapman inside, that helps.
Stanford with a three.
Oh, that's a silly foul on
Jada
Smith.
Smith got called for the foul on the three-point shot, so the Southside Archers are going to step up for three from the charity stripe. And tried to box out, just got a little bit too much body in her. 6:34 on the clock, 22-11. Still 22-11 as the first one comes up short. And right now, the only bugaboo the South Side has had in this first 10 minutes of play is they don't shoot free throws very well.
Joey Stanford, 0 out of 2. She has 5 points.
And the 0 out of 3 is that first one was short, second one rims out to the left.
And she's a good three-point shooter, but maybe she has to back up a little, Kenny. But as you mentioned, they're a little off on their free throws right now.
Well, legally they can. You can back up to the arc and shoot a free throw if you want to. Third one goes in, 23-11. The first press is on. Ross gets it over relatively easily, kicks it out to Andrews. Andrews thinks about the three, changes his mind, drives the baseline. She's double teamed, tries to kick it out to Kolkman, gets through her hands. Smith recovers the basketball. Southside looking for Kolkman. They lost her, but they got it to Ross. Ross throws up a 17-footer, and it's good.
She has 7 points off from the outside.
13 for the Saints, 23 for the Archers, and we're right at the 6-minute mark, second quarter here. So, over to the right side to Jackson. The bounce pass. They're going to get it down to Chapman down inside. She loses control of it. Jones picks up the loose ball, and Smith picks her pocket.
Good steal by Jada Smith.
Jada's going to try and go coast to coast. And we'll see what the call is. They're going to give it to Dwenger. Jones stopped, put her arms across her chest, and Smith just turned left and went right around her. And then Chapman slapped the ball out of her hand. So kind of a neat little play, actually. Andrews, top of the key, three, no good.
Good rebound by Kolkman. Good rebound by
Josie
Kolkman.
Need a little bit more of that action down on the inside for the Saints for them to get back in this ball game. 23-15, Ream going to get called for the block as Nathan just based right into her.
And that's already 7 fouls on Bishop Dwenger, and we still have 5.5 minutes in this quarter.
That's Madison Ream's first foul of the ball game. 7, as Bob says, on the Bishop Dwenger Saints, only 6 on South Side.
South Side's 1 out of 6 from the foul line.
1 out of 7 as they brick that one. The Saints rebound. Kolkman gives it to Andrews, who flips it over to Smith. Smith is double teamed before she gets it over the 10-second line. Oh, nice dribbling in between everybody. Throws it down low. Mishandled out of bounds. South Side.
She made a good move, and then she just put a little too much on that pass.
Secondary break was just a little too, one step, the phrase my wife's been using recently, just outside her headlights. I'm stealing it from her. Jackson with the basketball. Andrews Bob picks her pocket and then backs up back into the zone. Kolkman on Nathan. Nathan throws up a 3, got to throw it over Kolkman. Over the shot. Chapman with the rebound, put it up and in.
She's got 6 points, and Dwenger's got to slow down Miss Chapman.
Smith to Andrews. Andrews has got numbers. She's going to go driving in. Lost control of it. It was stripped. South Side knocked it out of bounds. The Saints are going to retain possession. 25-15 your score. And a change in the lineup for Bishop Dwenger. Madison Ream's going to have a seat, and Heather Nellam going to slip back into the lineup. 4:55 on the clock.
See if Dwenger can, good play inside to Kolkman. She should have taken a little more time. She rushed that shot.
Yep. Came right back down at her. Rebound South Side. And South just drives into the lane, throws it up and in.
Nobody stopped Stanford. She's the leading scorer right now.
Ross to Smith. Smith over the 10-second line, still running the right side of the floor, not all the way to the baseline. Hands it off to somebody down low. I can't see who it was. It was Andrews. She overshot it. And Nathan with a weak side rebound for South Side.
South Side's a very well-coached team tonight.
And Nathan takes the same shot Stanford did. She just missed it. Ellen Ross pulls the rebound down. 27-15. And she gets it forward to Andrews. Andrews stops, spins, resets the offense, gets it over to Jade Smith. She's going to stop everything and direct a little bit of traffic. Dribble slowly over to the left side. Andrews going to try and pop out. Nathan's on her, so the trailer was Ross. Ross takes a nice pick from Kolkman. Ross spins. She got an open look. She
Good
does,
move.
and she scores. That'll make Coach Papa proud.
Dwenger's got to do a lot better job on the defensive end here, and they can get back in this ball game.
27-17 your score. 3:42. The South Side has the rock. Nathan with the basketball.
Chapman is really working inside hard on Ross.
Oh, and Jones was wide open, called for the ball. She got it. Defense came back and recovered, blocked her shot. Chapman got it, and her shot got blocked, but fouled at the same time. They called a jump ball. Okay. A lot of action going on in there. Nathan's finally going to have each seat, and Jackson both for South Side.
I was ready to write the foul down on that play, but Josie Kolkman battling inside on Janice Chapman.
A couple of starters out down for South Side. Maybe the Saints could make a run at it now. And a foul call on South. A push goes against, let's see, one of the kids that just came in the lineup. Jakira Lacey, her second foul of the ball game, and that's 7 on South Side, a non-shooting foul.
Ellen Ross is out. She has 9 points. So I wonder who's going to pick up the scoring and the rebounding. Dwenger hurts when Ellen Ross is out of the lineup. There's a silly foul on South Side.
Maury handed it to Smith, and Smith is fouled immediately by South Side.
South Side's doing a good job on the press, but that time Jakira Lacey was a little too aggressive.
Between the coaches really working the game and a couple guys in the stands, poor kids might not know what to do.
One gentleman hasn't been quiet since the game started. He needs a referee's whistle, I think. He's trying to referee from the stands tonight.
So Smith shoots free throws. First one's up, no good. That's the front end of 1-1.
Andrews, good hustle. She out-hustled the Southside Archers, and then she traveled on top of it, Kenny.
Spun to the baseline and walked with the basketball.
Again, Bishop Dwenger with 13 turnovers and only 17 points. They have to try to handle the press, play good defense, and Southside has been hurting them inside with Chapman and Stanford, a good shooter from the outside.
Stanford with the basketball, hands it off to Axbarth. He finds somebody down in the corner. It's Stanford. He flings it out to Gonzalez. Back to Hasbarth. Around the corner to Up top of the key. They're flinging this basketball around quickly. 3 and away by Stanford. Hits the glass, hits the iron. It comes down in Jones' hand. Jones puts it back up and in.
She's a good-looking player, too.
Akiva Jones doing a nice job on the glass. And whistle will stop play again. It's 29-17. And I'm not completely sure why.
I don't know what happened.
One timeout, maybe?
Akiva Jones, a senior, 5'10", is doing a real good job on both ends right now for Southside. Rebound and defense. He has 4 points. I don't know why they stopped play.
Smith got scratched. She's bleeding over here. So Madison Ream came back in the lineup for her. Nene Maurer gets down the floor nicely that time for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. And she travels from the pressure.
Dwenger's got to find someone that can handle the ball without turning it over, Kenny. We've watched them all year, and they usually do a pretty good job. But tonight, this defense of Southside has really caused Dwenger problems from the get-go.
2:44 and counting here, second quarter action. Game's going fairly quickly. Southside has the rock. Left wing, top of the key, bounce pass over the corner. Get it down inside to Jones, and Jones travels with the basketball. So both teams exchange turnovers. Unfortunately, Dwenger's had about 3 times as many as Southside currently.
Every time whoever gets the ball, then they double team them, and that's where Dwenger's having a lot of trouble. Southside looks like they sometimes have 6 and 7 girls out here. They're so quick.
Andrews with the basketball on the offensive end of the floor. They went away over the top to get it in the offensive end. We get to Maurer. Maurer going to go down to the baseline. She's fouled on a push, and Nadia Gonzalez give her a push. That should put her to the free throw line for a 1-and-1, and that's probably the best thing for the Saints right now. See if they can make up some ground with the clock stopped at 2:16, second quarter.
Southside plays good defense, but they like to have their hands on the girls, and the referees are calling that a lot tonight.
Oh, the first free throw in the air. Looks good from here. Right, does everything that goes in. Chapman with a rebound. Quick outlet pass. They got numbers.
Oh, nice move by Stanford. They got to do a lot better job on her. She just blew right by him.
Over the top to Ross. Ross gets it in the offensive end of the floor. Maurer looks for a 3. Up down to Ross. Right low post. She is triple team. She puts it up.
Wow, they call it an offensive foul, and that's going to be 3 on her, and that's going to be a killer right now. I think that's 3 on her.
Smith back into the lineup for the Saints. She'll go in for Ross. And Olivia Sturba in, and Madison Reed comes down. You're exactly right. Ross is got 3. Let's take a timeout right here, and we'll let you know if it's a minute or 30 seconds. It's going to be a full timeout, so let's take a full minute. You're listening to 106.3 FM, WRDF, Columbia City, Fort Wayne. Welcome home.
Spherion Staffing, locally owned by the Pentenberg family, excels in finding the best candidates for industrial, clerical, customer service, non-clinical healthcare, IT, and professional direct hire placements. Spherion clients are accustomed to getting the right employees at the right time, every time. Spherion Staffing supports the proud excellence of the Dwenger Saints and the Lures Knights, both on the field and in the classroom. Whether you are seeking your next career move or searching for great employees, call us at 260-496-9900 or visit us on the web at spherion.com/FTWayne.
Hi, sports fans. Sean McBride here, inviting you to try the Barbershop experience. St. Joe Center Barbershop, located at the corner of St. Joe Center and Maple Crest, prides itself on professionalism, cleanliness, and a family-friendly atmosphere. In their 3rd generation of family ownership, they have a combined experience of over 125 years. Give them a call at 485-6981. It's my barbershop of choice. That's St. Joe Center Barbershop at 485-6981.
2 minutes even on the clock here, second quarter. We are at Bishop Dwenger High School. That guy's Bob Murs, he's the best color guy in town. And I'm Kenny Barr, probably the worst play-by-play guy you ever heard. 31-17 your score. The Archers up by 14. And the Saints still trying to solve the press. Southside with the basketball. And take it the full length of the floor. Nathan with the basketball, flings it to the left side to Stanford. Stanford really hurt him bad.
She has 10 points, and Kenny's right. She's killed him.
Hackbarth gets it down in the corner. Now they dump it down low to Chapman. Chapman shoots it outside.
You saw that coming, didn't you, Kenny?
Gets to her hands. And Smith picks her pocket quick. But Smith gets under the basket. And blocking called against Southside. So Jada Smith does what you need to do. Go to the iron right away. Hackbarth's going to be guilty of the personal foul. That's her first for the ball game, and that's 10 for Southside. So from here on into the end of the half, the Saints will be shooting a pair. 1:37 on the clock. First free throw is good. 31-18. And Chapman, who's worked really, really hard, Kenise Chapman, has a seat, and Tony Starks, a 5'9" senior, that checks in the lineup for Southside.
Good substitution by Coach Juanita Goodwell. Give Chapman, she can probably rest this last minute and a half and into the locker room at halftime, and she'll be ready to go the second half.
Smith makes the second free throw, closes it down to 31-19, 1:33 on the clock, and Deshara Nathan doing a nice job handling the basketball. Brings it over the timeline, gets to the corner, and stops. Here we go. We have a Hickory moment here as everybody's going to watch each other for a few minutes.
The coaching staff's hollering out 41, whatever play that is.
That means go get them, I think, because they just broke out of the zone. They shot over the top for some crazy reason early. Smith with a rebound, looks up. Here comes the double team. She finds Andrews. Andrews hustles down the floor to the right side all the way to the baseline, tries to go baseline, spins toward the center, has to give it up to Smith. Mauer's wide open on the other side of the floor, but they don't see her.
Kochman's trying to get good position, which she has inside. Ooh, yes. And they're going to call it on Kochman. That's sort of a cheap one.
Yeah, well, Kochman she got that call because she swung her arm but missed everybody. Yeah, didn't touch her at all, but she, the aggressive posture, which I like to see, got her in a little bit of trouble. So 31-19, we score 52.9 on the clock. And Southside will have the basketball. It's Josie's second foul of the ball game. And I don't blame her for being a little bit bummed about that one. Deshara Nathan with the basketball. They're going to do it again. Come over to the corner right in front of Bob and I, and they're going to stop and hold the ball. And Smith comes and get her. It's a 3-2 zone they're throwing at him at this point. Basketball gets slapped out of bounds. Southside retained possession on the far side of the court.
Southside has only 9 points this quarter, Kenny, but Bishop Dwenger only has 8. So Dwenger's down 12 here in the second quarter.
Nathan with the basketball, 30 seconds to go. And it wouldn't surprise you if they try to hang on to it for the last shot unless they get an easy bunny. And every time I say that, they go into the lane. And
another good steal by Smith.
Stole it from Nathan, and Nathan jumped up in the air and slapped the pass from Smith to whomever out of bounds. But the Saints will retain possession. So Maury going to check the basketball, take it out of bounds. And Southside, boy, they just play good defense.
Yes, they do.
State a few years ago. Bounce pass to Andrews. Andrews spins and
another bad pass by Dwenger. Lazy by. And there's good defense though by
Dwenger. Slaps it out of bounds,
Dwenger.
And they're going to say no foul. And the ball's going to stay Southside's way. Did you see Jada Smith look at the referee, but it was Tuffy, not the referee, trying to plead her case. She got the call she was looking for. Southside with the basketball underneath her own bucket. Tried to run a play inside, didn't work, so they'll have to throw it around. Nathan with the basketball. We're within 10 seconds. 8, 7, 6.
They better start going to the basket. She's going to shoot a long three from the parking lot, and she made it. She acted just like she knew what she was doing there.
34-19. That's your halftime score. Southside with a last second three, and just about everything going well for them. Let's take a 2-minute break.
Southside is red hot here in the second quarter.
I'll catch my breath, and we'll come back with a halftime show. You are listening to 106.3 FM, WRDF, Columbia City, Fort Wayne. Welcome home to your family of faith.
When you're looking for a bank to call home, it's hard to know where to turn. So many offer the same products, services, and rates. So why choose First Federal Bank? Well, at First Federal Bank, we're more than just a bank. We're your partner, friend, and neighbor. And just like you, we're proud to call this community home. By empowering our employees to make local decisions, we're investing in our community, one customer at a time. That's what makes us better together. First Federal Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Tri-State Warehousing is one of the most complete service-oriented companies in the warehousing field today. Located in Fort Wayne, Tri-State Warehousing is a 50,000 square foot dry and temperature-controlled storage facility, serving 2/3 of the continental U.S. with overnight rail service. The dedicated staff and specialty services of Tri-State Warehousing are known throughout the industry. For great things in store, call Tri-State Warehousing, 260-436-2010. That's 260-436-2010.
We're all searching for answers. Searching for meaning in our life, but the world and the culture give us empty solutions and empty promises. We know there is more to life because we're searching for the real truth and a real meaning. You can stop searching because you found Jesus Christ at His Catholic Church. Redeemer Radio. Welcome home to your family of faith.
There's a new dining experience in Fort Wayne, just waiting to be discovered by sports fans everywhere. Newly remodeled The Lodge, located in the Coyote Creek Golf Club, is open to the public, offering great daily lunch and dinner specials. Bring the family in to enjoy our spacious family room after the game. The Lodge is proud to support Bishop Dwenger and Bishop Luers football. Come celebrate the W's with their friendly staff. The Lodge is located at 4935 Hillegas Road. To save your table for after the game, call 260-203-3154.
Here at Bishop Dwenger High School. It's halftime. The Southside Archers, the Lady Archers 34, the Lady Saints 19. And our halftime sponsor is historic St. Felix Catholic Center. It is open for retreats. Located in Huntington, Indiana on 30 scenic acres with plenty of recreational areas and serene Blessed Mother Grotto. St. Felix Catholic Center is the perfect location for a single day of prayer to overnight retreats. Former home of Venerable Salanas Casey. Come visit today. Plan your visit at sfcatholiccenter.com. And Bob and I were just discussing at the break that, boy, if the Saints could handle the turnovers, they could probably be in this ball game.
You're exactly right, Kenny. Bishop Dwenger had 11 points in the first quarter, only 8 in the second quarter, so they have 19 points. But their problem is they got 15 turnovers at least. Southside has 7 turnovers, but their press is fantastic. Southside had 22 points in the first quarter, 12 in the second. They are led by Darshana Nathan. She has 11 points, and 3 of them are threes. Joey Stanford has 10. Denise Chapman has 6, but she's the force inside. But one of the big problems, out of the 14 baskets Southside has, 5 of them are threes. So they have 15 points just on threes, and Dwenger only has 19 in the entire game.
And they don't look shy about putting them up, and they look comfortable putting them up too. That last one that Nathan threw up, you and I both called parking lot at the same time, thinking it's going to come up short, and it just tickled the twine like she's done that about 100 times in practice. So they were really late getting into the offense, and apparently that was by design. So I'm kind of impressed with the play of the seniors. Although Ream struggled a little bit, Rose Tittman has put in some really good solid minutes. And, excuse me, who's the other senior I'm missing here? I got one more. Oh, Taya Andrews, who's playing her normal game. She's a little bit frustrated because they're kind of keying on her defensively too. But if she comes true to form, she's going to have a big second half.
Yes, they have to have a good second half out of her, Kenny, because as you said, you know the scouting report went to try to emphasize slowing her down. She had 4 points in the first quarter. She does not have a point at all in the second quarter. And again, that press was taking the ball out of her hands, and when she did get the ball, I think she was rushing it a little. But we've watched her all year. She's a good scorer. Dwenger has just got to get the ball just past half court and get into their offense. I don't know how many times you and I were saying they never even got the ball to half court.
Yeah, an awful lot of times. And you just can't give up that many possessions to expect to be in a ball game. And then you got to give Southside credit. Once the press is off, their man-to-man's kind of vicious. They are fast-footed team, and I didn't expect anything less from a Juanita Goodwell coach's club. But she's coached that way ever since she got to Southside. She was like 114 and 52 and had a state appearance with a team that probably wasn't the most talented team in the state, but they just about won it. I remember you and I driving home from a ball game that we had done, cheering Southside on in the truck, and they just about won state. So Nita Goodwell knows how to coach these kids. They play her style really well, and boy, you just it's kind of fun to watch, except when you're the opponent.
And when you're going to run into a Southside team, you know that you got to beat the press, because they press all over the floor every year. Juanita has a team.
If you can hear this game, it's thanks to our communications sponsor, Dr. Todd and Mrs. Mary Briscoe and the Briscoe Family Dentistry. Their generous financial support helps make this Redeemer Radio Sport broadcast possible. Need emergency dental care? Call Dr. Briscoe at 486-9950. That's 486-9950. Let's take another 2-minute break, and then we'll pick on Bob's coaching brain. You're listening to WRDF 106.3 FM, Columbia City, Fort Wayne.
Shawnee Construction and Engineering is proud to support tonight's game. We specialize in commercial and industrial construction and use unique life cycle principles to provide our clients the highest quality craftsmanship for the life of the project. Shawnee Construction and Engineering are partners with you for lifetime savings. We can be found at ShawneeConstruction.com or at 260-489-1234. That's 260-489-1234.
He has counted to infinity twice. He once set a land speed record on a surfboard. Bruce Springsteen calls him the boss. He is the most fascinating man alive.
I don't always buy diamonds, but when I do, I prefer Peter Franklin Jewelers. Stay sparkly, my friend.
Here's a money-saving tip from Momper, the #1 name in insulation since 1956. Exposed attic ceiling joists and ductwork, or new snow that quickly melts off your roof means you need to add insulation. We'll fill empty sidewall cavities with insulation, even through masonry, aluminum, or vinyl siding with no unsightly holes. Plus, we'll seal your crawl space with urethane foam for a total insulation package. Call Momper now for a free, no-obligation energy analysis of your home.
You can help support your Catholic parish or school with Notre Dame Federal Credit Union's Elevate program. You'll not only enjoy excellent personal service and save money with your new loan or credit card, you'll also be giving money back to the participating parish or school you care about. Let Notre Dame Federal Credit Union elevate all participating parishes or schools. Elevate can be reached at 844-230-6611 or visit us online at ndelevate.com. Independent from the university.
And we're back at Bishop Dwenger High School. 1:42 on the clock, so we got to go quick. Let's start with the team that probably needs the most incentive. Cleveland Ing. The motivational speech is,
you have to start taking care of that darn basketball. It's your sister, it's your brother, it's your best friend, and they are just throwing that thing all over the court. Nathan's got 11, Stanford's got 10. They got to put a hand up in their face because Stanford and Nathan are both shooting the threes. Those girls have 4 threes between them. They got to rebound, but they got to run their offense. And the only way you run your offense is to get the ball past half court. And Kenny, every time Dwenger has the ball, they double team the south side. And Dwenger's trying to pass over the top, and south side's too athletic for that.
they're awfully quick. I was going to try and get Juanita Goodwill over here, but she's busy, so you got 45 seconds. Just tell them to go.
Keep the press up, and Dwenger's in foul trouble. I don't know if Ross, I was thinking Ross and Kochman might have 3 fouls apiece. They're doing an excellent job on Andrews. You got to slow Andrews down, and with Bishop Dwenger in foul trouble, take the ball inside and the press. Again, press them all over the floor. They're playing good team basketball, running up and down. Southside's just a good-looking unit tonight.
Yeah, I'm really surprised at a streak of 7 losses. They must have really just been out of sorts for a while. Third quarter starts ready to go here. The Cap Express is our third quarter sponsor. They're also the expert in run, flat tires, and plus-size fitness. Need your wheels straightened? Hubcap Express fixes bent wheels. For all your tire needs, visit Hubcap Express, located at 606 West Coliseum Boulevard, and on the web at hubcapexpress.com.
I was looking at the roster, Kenny. The starting lineup for Southside was scary. They only start one senior. That's Stanford. So 4 of these young ladies are underclassmen, so they're going to be loaded for next year.
Dwenger gets the ball in. Andrews up and in.
I bet they set up a play for her. You got to get her off the slide. That's what she needed.
They snookered the defense a little bit, and maybe they can do that a few more times. 34-21 to score. Southside with the basketball. Tashara Nathan guarded closely by Madison Reams. She finally ends up dumping to Chapman. Chapman dribbles, drives into the lane, puts it up, no good. Rebound Andrews.
Dwenger changed their defense, Kenny, to man-to-man.
Andrews hands it off to Jada Smith. Jada takes the pick from Ross. Gets where she wants to go, dumps it back off to Ross. Ross is bumped into and fouled by, I think, Mykeva Jones. Guilty of that one.
That's about the only thing that I think Coach Goodwill could be upset about. Southside did a lot of fouling that first half.
Bishop Dwenger going to take the basketball out of bounds. Andrews triggers it into Ross. They find Smith back to Andrews. She launches a 3. It's a little bit short. Rebound fought for. Chapman from Southside pulls it down.
That's her 5th rebound.
Throws it forward to Nathan. Nathan gets around the defense, puts it up way too hard. Hot potato. Madison Ream finally ends up getting it after it's tipped out about 4 people's hands. Smith goes through 1, 2, 3, 4, puts it up. No good. Rebound Ream. She's in traffic. Jump ball is going to be called as Chapman dropped to her knees. to tie that basketball up, and it goes the direction of the south side. Archer.
One of the smaller girls on the floor, Madison Ream, got the rebound, but good defense again by Southside.
Jakira Lacey into the lineup, and trying to see who she spelled. I think she spelled Deshara Nathan, actually. And she did, so I see Stanford bringing the basketball down for Southside. They're going to be greeted on the defensive end by Taya Andrews right at the top of the key. Stanford tries to go around her, and they're calling a quick ticky-tack foul on Andrews. That was, must have brushed against her uniform because there wasn't much there.
She's going to have to try to overplay her and make her go to her left. Use her weak hand.
Stanford triggers a basketball in to the corner to Lacey. Lacey.
Boy, they're quick, aren't they, Kenny?
Jackson gets inside, dumps to Chapman. Chapman loses control. Smith gets it, forwards it to Andrews. Andrews has got one to beat. She takes it right to the rock, stops, puts it up and in. So, as Bob called it, let's get Taya Andrews moving and see what happens. And she scored 34-23. And Southside has it in their offensive end already. Jones kicks it over to Stanford. Stanford dumps it off into the corner. Jackson tries to get inside. Defense stopped her. She does it to Chapman. Chapman tried to put a move on. Excuse me.
I think this man-to-man defense is really causing South trouble. They had 7 turnovers the entire first half, and we haven't played 2 minutes, and they already got 2 turnovers.
The press broken nicely that time by the Saints. Andrews stops, pops an 8-footer. Oh, it rims out.
I thought she could have gone all the way to the basket that time.
Chapman was standing there, so she probably wanted to slow her down. And Chapman runs the floor the other way. Ross couldn't stop it. Chapman puts it up and in. Andrews.
Chapman beat him down the floor that time.
Andrews over the timeline. She's double teamed. Somebody's got to go help her. It's Madison Ream. She's the outlet, hands it off to Smith. Smith tapped her head a couple of times. Look for a pick. Here's a Copeland comes out there and sets one. Spin move to the inside, kicks it to Andrews. 3 on the way. Short.
No rebounding again.
Jones for Southside. Jones sees a lane. She charges forward and fouled on the way in. She almost traveled with a basketball about the yellow stripe there.
Coach Hinch can't be happy with the defense, though, Kenny. She went almost coast to coast without anybody guarding her.
And that foul is on Ellen Ross, and that is her 4th.
She has 9 points, and that's really going to hurt Dwenger because besides the scoring and leadership, she's the rebounding strength. So Josie Kochman's really got to pick it up on rebounding.
Olivia Sturber comes to the lineup for Ross. They dump it in, nice inside pass to Chapman. Chapman tries with the basketball again, flirting with a technical foul because she just slapped the basketball down just enough to get the eyebrows raised to the referees. And he went and told a teammate because Chapman's still on the floor. I'm sure it says, tell her not to do that again.
Taya Andrews is on the bench, and Ellen Ross. My only concern is who's going to score for Dwenger right now. We'll see what happens.
And the ball is kicked, so it's going to remain Dwenger basketball. As Caitlin Ryan is checked into the lineup, along with Madison Ream, Smith, Sturba, and Copeland all.
Dwenger's got a lot of inexperience right now to try to handle this press, and they're going to call, I think, Southside for a hold.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Nathan on a hold on Smith this time. That is the second foul of the half, and the second foul on Nathan of the ball game. 36-23 your score, 5:26 on the clock. This time they throw it over the top. That'll beat everybody. And they've got numbers 3 on 2. If they run it right, they throw it into Chapman's hands. Didn't throw it high enough.
Good defense by Chapman.
Denise Chapman using her height to get that one. Nathan drives inside the lane, gives it up. Nice bounce pass.
There's a good move by Chapman.
Yep. The bounce pass got to Chapman, and she had position on the right low post, and Copeland could not do nothing but body banger, and that's exactly what she did. Picked up her 3rd foul of the ball game, and that'll send Chapman to the free throw line for a couple.
Dwenger's in a little trouble. Copeland with 3 fouls, and Ross has 4 fouls.
Chapman bricks the first free throw. Looks like the Shaquille O'Neal special.
Denise Chapman, only a sophomore, 5'11", has 8 points, and just a monster inside.
And second one is good. Lineup change for the Saints. Heather Nellum is going to come in, and Andrews is going to come back into the lineup. Folkman down, and let's see, Caitlin Ryan down. And that gives Southside plenty of time to set up their press. Madison Ream going to take it out. Andrews sets a pick for Smith. Curls. She gets the basketball anyway. Over the top, Smith has it, dribbles to the center of the floor. Floats one over to Andrews. Andrews looks baseline, tries to get around Chapman. Chapman just knows how to
Nice
play
move
defense.
by Andrews.
Although Andrews,
That
with
is
nice
a big time move right there.
The pivot up and under, and Chapman was just flat-footed enough that she got around her. 37-25 your score, 4:49 on the clock. And Southside heads to the offensive end of the floor. Nathan tries to drive on Ream. She just flat falls down. Ream falls over her. And timeout called by the bench at Southside. So we're going to take a 30-second break ourselves. You're listening to 106.3 FM, WRDF, Columbia City, Fort Wayne.
Are you looking for an orthopedic specialist? Ortho Northeast has been serving the community for over 50 years with offices in 3 convenient locations. Look for the location nearest you. Dr. John Pritchard is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon with 20 years of experience with ONE and can assist you with the best treatment plan for your knee or shoulder pain. Dr. John Pritchard is looking forward to meeting you and helping with all orthopedic needs. Call Dr. Pritchard at 260-484-8551 or visit the web at www.orthone.com.
And welcome back to Bishop Dwenger High School, one of our 2 favorite places to be all winter long. 4:40 on the clock, 37-25 your score, Southside up by 12. And we've got a little music action thanks to Joe Wharton, who runs the music here, the basketball side of things. You know Joe from his really good color commentating and comments on the football side of the sports for Redeemer Radio Sports. Southside with the basketball, triggered into Nathan. And she's going to slowly go out in between the circles. They're going to set things up, double high post. Nobody's moving. Now everybody's moving. They clear out the right side for her, and she's going to try and go on Ream, and Ream put her feet exactly where they needed to be, so she had to stop. She flips out to Stanford, and Madison Ream steals the pass. So
another foul on Southside.
good defense that time by Madison Ream, who struggled through the first half, having a better second half here, and wants to finish the night on a strong note, being her last home game as a senior for Bishop Dwenger. Over the top to Smith. Smith handles it, gets past one, and that was Chapman, and she had hit the brakes, and the defense is all in place now, so we're going to have a half-court offensive set. Tay Andrews comes out with thumbs up. Sturba sets the pick for Andrews.
Offensive foul on, I think on Olivia Sturba. She set an illegal pick.
It really wasn't very effective either.
No.
No, you're right. It was an illegal pick, or just so bad they called a foul. Because it really wasn't a bad pick, but it wasn't used quite well. It didn't really pick anybody off the play. So.
And when you're down 37-25, you don't need those type of plays right now. Dwenger's got to do something on defensive end to turn this game around.
Nathan with the basketball, slowly dribbling to the left side. She kicks it to the wing. Shot up, foul. That's going to be on Andrews as Lacey went up to put one up from the baseline, and Andrews got a big chunk of her.
At the line, Jakira Lacey.
So Jakira Lacey, the 5'8" junior for Southside, will step up to the free throw line. 37-25 your score. We're just halfway through the third quarter here.
To add to Bishop Dwenger's problems, they have 5 team fouls already, Kenny. So when you're down 12, you don't want to get in foul trouble and put the other team at the foul line. Except in this case, Southside not making them.
And she just bricked the first one. And I got a brick joke. She bricks the second one here.
They're 2 out of 9 from the foul line. About the only thing Southside's doing poorly tonight. Now 2 out of 10.
That was a clang instead of a brick. Rebound Madison Ream. They get it forward to Smith. Smith's been hustling over the timeline. Kicks it outside to Andrews. Andrews downtown 3.
That's her. She has 9 points just this quarter. She has really woke up. She shot them right back into this game if they play any type of defense here.
Nathan over the timeline slowly, guarded by Ream.
Another turnover on South.
Here comes Smith. They got Andrews out in front of the pack. He catches it, stops, puts it up.
Oh, and she missed the bunny that time.
Rebound at Stanford. Stanford almost gets her pocket picked by the Winger defense. They try to throw it inside.
There's a foul on South side.
On South side. So Heather Nellam ran the floor, got where she needed to be. And Bob Dwenger is matched at South, hustle for hustle right now.
And also, Kenny, we were giving Bishop Dwenger such a hard time. They had 15 turnovers in the first half. They've only had 1, but Southside's the one with turnover problems. They've had 6 this quarter.
Quickly into Ellen Ross. Ross going to go over the top.
As soon as I jigsed them again.
Threw that one into the stage.
And they did have her open.
Have to pull the curtains back to go fetch that basketball. So Dwenger's going to put a press on of their own. The token press, basically, to They're going to let the basketball come over the timeline.
South only has 3 points this quarter, so Dwenger's done a good, nice steal by Smith.
Yep, Stanford got inside the lane. Smith slapped it out of her hands. Stanford comes the other way, takes it back, throws it off to Smith. And it's going to be Southside's basketball also.
Joey Stanford, what a lot of hustle. She had the ball stolen, Kenny. Instead of putting her head down and pouting, she went and played defense and stole it right back from Jada Smith.
Jones to Stanford.
Oh, boy, I don't know where that was going.
Oh, Nathan saw that coming, so she's going to go all the way, puts it up with the left hand over everything. Chapman with a rebound on the weak side, puts it up and in.
Ross in foul trouble, couldn't do anything on that play.
39-28, Andrews gets it over the timeline to Smith. He finds Ross. Ross goes in, puts it up.
Boy, Dwenger's missing some easy ones.
Didn't have any. Outlet pass to Nathan. Nathan runs into Mowry. No good on the shot, but 2 free throws forthcoming. Natalie Mowry did what she needed to do. She, again, hustled back on defense and stopped the bunny. And again, Southside has not shot free throws very well at all here in this ball game.
Taya Andrews and Ellen Ross have missed 2 bunnies that usually they make, or Dwenger would be within 7 points here.
And the first free throw is good. That's the first one in quite a while the South made from the charity stripe.
Darshana Nathan had 11 points the first half, and she has 12 now. She's 1 out of 1 from the foul line, now 2 out of 2.
And that's the first time Southside's made back-to-back free throws. 41-28 to score. And Ross dribbles in between everybody. Flings it to Ream. Oh, Ream had a 3 and decided not to load it up.
Ross likes that shot.
Ross travels with the basketball. She can't believe she traveled with the basketball, but she did indeed do it. But she had a lane. You know, your eyes get bigger than your feet can hustle sometimes. And she got called for travel, and she headed and forgot to put the ball on the ground. So Southside has the basketball. Ooh, almost swiped. They get it into Jones. Jones still has it. She's double teamed over the corner. She gets it to Stanford. Stanford throws up a pair. That was a broken play that worked out real well for Southside. 43-28 your score. 2:04 here third quarter.
Joey Stanford has 12 points, and she's a real good offensive machine.
Smith to Andrews. Andrews 3. Bounces high off the iron. No good. Rebound fought for, and it's going to stay that end of the floor. As I think Stanford had a last hand on it, threw it out of bounds inadvertently.
I know Taya Andrews is hot, but Coach Inns would probably like her to bring the ball in just a little closer.
Ross with a shot, up and in. Kind of helped her psyche a little bit with 4 fouls and not being able to play as hard defensively as she'd like to. 43-30 your score. Southside gets it to the baseline quickly, a drive and a foul. No shot put up, but let's see, that is 6 fouls on Bishop Dwenger. Maybe 7. They changed it. It is 7, so it's time for 1-1, and it's awfully early. Third quarter, 1:42, and the Saints have committed 7 fouls.
Southside is 4 out of 12 from the foul line, but the last time Darshana Nathan made both of them.
That free throw is no good. Rebound Ross. Ross bounces it to Andrews. She kicks it back to Ross, and they're moving the ball fast enough where the double team don't get to him. Mowry gets it over the timeline.
Nice pass.
To the baseline. Shot put up. No good. Heather Nellam missed it to Shorty. Gets it to rebound south side. Nathan dumps it off in the corner. 3 on the way. Count it. First 3 I think I've seen made by Southside with Evan and Mara Jackson.
And that's her second of the game, Kenny, so she must be a 3-point machine.
Stanford with the steal.
Nice defense by Ross with 4 fouls.
Ross slaps the block. The ball rolls out of bounds, and it's going to stay Southside's basketball. But Ellen Ross, who was still that far into the floor from the inbounds pass, just stood her ground and blocked the shot.
And with 4 fouls, that really that was a little scary, but she did a good job.
Olivia Sturba down. Here comes Casey Coltwood back in the lineup. And she's going to spell Ellen Ross. Ellen, got a good couple 3 minutes in there.
Josie Kochman a little foul trouble, but they need her size because Chapman has 11 points, and she's really hurting them inside.
Chapman just wrapped around on Coltwood, put it up and under reverse layup, and it's good.
Dwenger doesn't have an answer for Chapman or Stanford.
48-30 your score. Andrews coast to coast, greeted by 4 black Southside uniforms inside. And the ball slapped loose, and
it's
they're going
a
to call
foul on, I think, on Andrews. Dwenger's starting to really unravel, Kenny. might need a timeout.
That one goes against Gonzalez, the south side, I believe.
Oh, is it? Okay. I thought they were calling it on Andrews. You're right.
Well, hang on a minute now. I think I might be wrong.
Andrews isn't sure what. I'm not sure what they're doing.
They're having a powwow. They're giving the ball the south side.
And they're showing Andrews has 3 fouls, but they should be shooting. So I don't know what they're doing.
There's a buzzer, and we're going to get
the scorekeepers want to know if it's a foul. Why aren't they shooting?
Okay, they are going to call it. As I got half the headphone off so I can hear the explanation here. Okay, no possession on the ball, so there's going to be no shooting foul. That is a foul on Andrews. That's a third of the ball game, and Southside will take the basketball out of bounds. So as far as the rule is right, now the call may be a little bit flaky, but that's the way it is.
Southside has 14 points this quarter, and all of a sudden they're right back in a nice lead. And a nice pass.
And a bunny missed by Southside. Andrews pulls down the rebound.
She's going to go coast to coast, I thought. Kochman, good shooter. Josie Kochman, that was a good-looking shot for Josie. They needed that.
Makes about a 12-footer from the right side. 48-32 the score, 28 seconds to go. Here, third quarter action. Nathan over the timeline. Waves everybody away. She's going to try and drive the baseline. And it's called Madison Ream for the block.
Dwenger's just not moving their feet at all, are they, Kenny? They're getting a lot of silly fouls.
You're right, and it might be a smidgen discouraged because Southside's so athletically quick. 19.4 on the clock, 48-32. The Saints made a little bit of a run at them, got it within single digits, but the Southside has weathered that storm, and now has a 17-point lead. Late here in the third quarter.
Nathan has 13 points, and she's the one girl you don't want to foul. She's 3 out of 3 from the foul line. She has a real good form. Southside's opened up a nice lead here, and Dwenger's really hurt themselves with missed layups and still some turnover problems.
Junior Nathan makes the second free throw, 50-32.
Boy, she went through everybody that time. That was beautiful.
Put it up and in. 50-34 with 8 seconds to go. I don't know if Southside will get it down the floor or not. Madison Ream slaps it loose. They recover it. Stanford zooms to the iron, puts it up.
Good defense by Kochman there.
And that is the end of 3. Southside 50, Bishop Dwenger 34. You're listening to 106.3 FM, WRDF, Columbia City, Fort Wayne.
Hello, I'm Tom Steele with Tom Steele Tire and Auto.
The right solution matters. First Federal Bank knows businesses come in all sizes, from family-owned to mid-sized enterprises, all the way to large corporations. And we believe banking solutions should too. Whether you're looking for a way to improve cash flow or finance a multi-million-dollar expansion, we're dedicated to finding solutions custom fit to you. I'm Perry Level. To learn more about First Federal Bank's commercial banking solutions, call me at 260-432-0022 or visit first-fed.com. After all, we're better together. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And our fourth quarter sponsor, you can help support your Catholic parish or school and help yourself in the process with Notre Dame Federal Credit Union's Elevate program. Call Elevate at 844-230-6611 or visit them online at indyelevate.com to learn more. And quickly, the first turnover of the fourth quarter as the Bishop Dwenger Saints flung it right out of bounds.
One of the problems for Southside's given Dwenger, Kenny, the balanced scoring of Southside. Darshana Nathan has 15, Denise Chapman 13, and Joey Stanford has 12. So 3 girls in double figures, and Dwenger only has Taya Andrews with 13. So Southside's got 3 girls that are doing a lot of the scoring, and they're all playing good defense, and they're all rebounding.
They had 16 seconds off the clock, and the ball never really got into play, so they're going to reset the clock here.
And now we're at 75.9. You don't see that too often.
Well, the Saints, the way they've been playing, are going to need a little extra time, perhaps, to get back in the ball game. They will get that fixed, I'm sure, here shortly.
It almost looks like, there we go.
Yeah. I could see 1 second coming off. It was slapped out of bounds, but 16, that was a fast trigger.
Dwenger with 9 fouls. This could be turned into a foul shooting contest. Dwenger's got to quit fouling here.
Nathan hustles down the floor and then hits the brakes and pulls it back. Madison Ream. Gardner, she goes to the crossover, left hand, kicks it to the left side. Jackson back to Nathan. Nathan hits the three.
Very confident looking player. She's a good looking ball player for Southside.
And Southside's going to back off the press, probably deliberately so. Jones picks up Smith at the timeline. Get to Andrews. Andrews on the three.
And I think somebody fouled her on top of it.
Possible 4-point play. Bashara Nathan on the really kind of a touch foul. That was another one. We talked about 2 or 3 fouls that probably shouldn't have been called. That was one of them right there. She just touched her, and you see that at college once in a while. If you touch the shooter's hand or wrist, they're going to call the foul, and they did here. And Andrews with a 4-point play.
You don't see that too often. She has 17 points, but she can't do it herself. She's going to need a lot of help here.
53-38 your score, 7:21 and ticking. Nathan with the basketball, tries to drive to the right side. Got off by Ream, dumps it off to Chapman. Chapman just bowls her way inside.
Nice defense by
Andrews, takes it out of there. And Andrews, everybody hits the brakes. Here comes the double team. Nope, they're going to leave her go. She's going to let Jones chase her all over the floor. Andrews still has the rock, finally gives it up to Smith. Smith is
that's a silly foul right in front of the referee. She was reaching right in there.
Stanford tried to slap it loose. They had a few fouls to give, but they're going to burn them up pretty quick here. That's the 6th foul now on the Southside Archers. And they're going to call a timeout, so let's take a 30-second break ourselves. You're listening to 106.3 FM, WRDF, Columbia City, Fort Wayne.
Matthew F. Hatfield, a health insurance specialist for those aged 65 and older, and for those under age 65 receiving Social Security disability. Matt provides Medicare supplement plans, Medicare Part D prescription drug plans, Medicare Advantage plans, dental, vision, and hearing aid insurance plans, and long-term care insurance plans. For taking good care during the best years of your life, call Matthew F. Hatfield at 484-6606.
And we're back at Bishop Dwenger High School. 6:57 on the clock, fourth quarter, 53-38. And Bob, it looks like the Saints are trying to make a run at it.
They're trying to make a run. Again, Taya Andrews can't do it by herself. She's trying to shoot him back into it. Josie Kochman played good defense. Dwenger with foul trouble with Kochman, Andrews, and Nellums. So that's going to be the key. And Dwenger has 9 fouls, so if they keep fouling, they're going to be into the Southside will be in the double bonus. And even though Southside hasn't been hitting fouls, they're starting to make their free throws. So Dwenger's in a sort of a world of hurt, but they could turn this game around quickly if they just start playing a lot better on the defensive end.
Southside's our starters back on the floor, and their point guard has got 4 fouls on her, so that might free up Smith a little bit, or whoever. They're going to put her on Ream now. They've changed defensive assignments. We got Stanford at the top of the key, going to guard Smith. Smith gets it to Ream. Ream finds a mismatch down
nice
low.
Move.
Ross puts it up, no good. Gets her own rebound, puts it back up and in.
Good rebound by Ellen Ross.
53-40. The Saints are within 13.
They're trying.
Stanford brings the basketball down, picked up on the defensive side. Oh, picked off. That was Smith who just landed with the pick, but a nice switch by Ellen Ross. They're going lower with the basketball. Going to reset it. Smith sneaks back out to play a little more defense. Stanford, quick, a foot. Smith kept her in there, got it inside to Chapman. Chapman traveled with the basketball.
She's a good-looking post player, but this half, for some reason, she's got happy feet, doesn't she, Kenny?
I think this crew watches for happy feet. There's been a lot of traveling calls tonight. The pressure is token. They get it over the top to Ellen Ross. Ellen gets it in the offensive end of the floor, hits the brakes, gets bumped by Jones, no call. And they hand it off to Andrews. Andrews finds Smith. They're down 13 with 6:08 to go, fourth period. Andrews, downtown three, no good.
Kochman, a nice rebound. She got fouled, I thought. Yep. Good rebound by Josie Kochman.
That's going to go against, on the backside. Ikeba Jones guilty of that personal foul. And Kochman goes to the line for a pair. That is Jones's 3rd foul of the ball game.
Josie Kochman has a basket in the second quarter, basket in the third quarter, 4 rebounds, and this is 2 free throws here.
And missed the first free throw. The game must be getting close. Our grandstand coach is getting verbal again.
It's interesting, Kenny. Bishop Dwenger, this is only going to be the 6th free throw they've shot the entire night, so that sort of tells you they're doing a lot more outside shooting than driving inside.
Kochman makes the second free throw, 53-41 your score, just inside 6 minutes. And over the timeline This time Shamari Jackson. She's going to bring it over in the corner. Throws it to the right high post to Chapman. Chapman decides to put it on the floor. Spins inside. Puts it up short. Andrews with the rebound. She gets it forward to Ream. Ream's got numbers. She's going to stop.
She's a good little shooter.
Bang. Count it.
It's unorthodox, but it always goes in.
Down to 10. 53-43 as the Saints have made a nice 8-0 run. And Smith just comes up and bumps into somebody. Kind of dumb. Shamari Jackson. And she's going to go to the free throw line. That will be a 2-shot foul. The Smith just kind of ran into her, and it was, 35 feet away from the iron. So, not the smartest of fouls. Cleveland Ing is reminding her of that. Free throw, that's going to be short. So the score remains 53-43. Did you know Shaquille O'Neal had a dog named Brick? He was famous for not making free throws either.
They are 6 out of 14, but then Dwenger commits a cardinal sin. They give up the rebound to Chapman.
It kind of went long, so Chapman just had to turn around and get it. They try to drive inside. Andrews tight on the defense, so they're going to try and drive the other way. Andrews still ain't getting her. Now they dump it down the left low post. Chapman, driver.
Kenny, usually I don't say too much on the referee, but I'm not so sure what she did that time. I really don't. I thought she just got the ball in the post and didn't move at all.
Neither do the whole South Side crew, and they're probably.
But Dwenger's not going to complain. Oh, and Dwenger's got to do a lot better job on this press.
Inbound pass went to Nathan, and Nathan mishandled it, slapped it out of bounds.
Where they have trouble when the girl underneath can't move, she really gets nervous.
Yeah. And Madison Ream seems going to take it out, and
there's
probably going to be the 5th foul on Deshauna Nathan. And she knocked Smith to the floor.
And that hurt. She had 4 threes just from threes, Kenny. That was 12. She has 18 points, and that's really going to hurt Southside down the stretch. And she also was 4 out of 4 from the foul line.
Jakira Lacey going to take her place in the lineup. In the meantime, Bishop Dwenger with the clock stopped, and they got it down to 10. Steps up to the free throw line. Jada Smith, the freshman.
She has 4 points and 2 out of 3 from the foul line. She needs these free throws.
And it's
Cookman, I thought, had the ball in her hands. And wow, quick timeout that's an awful quick timeout.
Well, we need to go well. Crew are going to start working this game a little bit harder because they see it slowly slipping back into Bishop Dwenger's hands. It's going to be a 30-second timeout, so let's stay right here at 5:10 to go and stuff. But yeah, it'd have been nice to make the front end of that 1-and-1. But the Southside Archers, although they have less fouls than the Saints, a little bit of foul trouble. They lost their point guard. Ellen Ross is playing with 4, but she is not. She's playing within herself now, not trying to do too much. Andrews got 3, but she's
Cookman's got 3 or 4, doesn't she?
Cookman's got 3, I believe, at this point. So I think Southside's in a little more trouble as far as personnel. The Dwenger's in a little more trouble because of numbers.
Southside has, again, not to beat that dead horse, but they've only made 6 out of 16 foul shots, and their best free throw shooter, Darshana Nathan, is fouled out with 18 points. So Dwenger's got to quit the silly fouls because every time Southside shoots now, it's going to be 2.
Jakira Lacey going to take the basketball out, and Southside has it. And boy, the Dwenger Saints, oh my, they lost Jones. Jones just came into the offensive end of the floor.
Stanford was wide open, and they missed her.
Brings it back and just starts all over again. They hand it over to Joey Stanford, and here comes Smith kind of sneaking up on her, staring at the basketball like, give me that. She throws it over to the right side to Jackson. They're going to try and spread the floor a little bit.
South's coaching staff doesn't like the offense right now.
Madison Ream going to get called on the bump again. They are awfully picky tonight on fouls. So Madison Ream picks up her 3rd of the ball game, and that is the 8th or 9th. Excuse me, that's well into double digits for Bishop Dwenger. So first free throw is brings rain, but it also goes through the iron.
That's the first one she's made.
Shamari Jackson at the free throw line.
She has 7 points, 2 threes. She's a real good outside shooter. Now she has 8.
And makes the second one. 4:48 on the clock. And Ross fires a bullet into the crowd, misses Andrews altogether. Turnover. Saints, the Archers have the basketball.
That's only their 5th turnover, but that was a key. When you're down 12, you can't make turnovers with only 4.5 minutes left.
Yeah, you don't want a 4-point trip down the floor for Southside, or 4 or 5 if they're great at 3. That's exactly what might happen. Stanford still with the basketball. Finds Jackson. Jackson backs up. Now she drives into the lane. Stops. Pops an 8-footer. Call the bank and goes through.
All of a sudden, she's picking up for Darshana Nathan, and Jackson has 10 points. Another turnover.
Lacey with a dandy steal on this pass. Hardly got out of her hand, and she had it and just turned around and headed the other direction with it. Give it up to Stanford. Stanford drives in the lane, puts it up, but she's fouled on the way in. So.
Could be on Kochman. That's going to put her in big foul trouble.
And they are going to call that one, actually, I think.
Oh, it wasn't on her?
Jada Smith. But you're right, it's Jada's third. And back to the line go the Archers, Joey Stanford.
She has 12 points, and she's 1 out of 3 from the foul line.
2 out of 4. She makes the first one. 58-43 your score. And quickly off the bench, Natalie Maurer is going to go in for Josie Kolkman.
For Southside on the floor, Joey Stanford with 13, Denise Chapman with 13. Chapman has not scored in the fourth quarter here. They're playing more on the outside, on the perimeter this quarter.
Second free throw is good. 59-43. 4-14. Andrews hustles down the floor, picked up double team when she gets to the arc. She backs it up, pulls things down. Hand off to Smith. Smith is guarded closely on the defensive side by Stanford. Stanford quick.
She's a very good player. Nice move by Smith.
Smith double clutch her. Kind of a stop and go move. Got by her and got to the baseline and put it up and in. 59-45 your score. 3:51 and counting. Southside with a rock. Shamara Jackson dumps it to the high right post to Chapman. Chapman double team. Everybody's hit that ball. Ross hit it hard enough finally. Madison Ring comes away with it.
Nice hustle by Southside.
Good hustle by Jakira Lacey to knock the ball out of bounds. Otherwise, Andrews had an easy bucket.
Kenny, we talked about their defense, but these girls hustled the entire floor. Southside, there's no laziness in Southside tonight.
Ream finds Ross. Ross puts it up, misses the shot. Rebound Southside. They're way ahead of the pack. Matter of fact, so far ahead they got under the
Oh, nice pass.
Rebound.
Boy, it's getting wild again.
Smith down the floor, behind the back dribble, gets in between all.
Oh, nice move. Nobody guarded her at all.
That's impressive. And a timeout called on the floor. So 59-47 and the Saints show some more fight. Let's take a 30-second break. You're listening to 106.3 FM, WRDF Columbia City, Fort Wayne. Welcome home to your family of faith.
Redeemer Radio gladly thanks Dr. Mark Stoner, a St. Jude parishioner, for underwriting a portion of our programming. Dr. Mark Stoner offers comprehensive dentistry for every family member. Dr. Stoner is now accepting new patients at his new location, 9830 Auburn Road. For more information on services for all dental needs, Dr. Stoner can be found on the web at markstonerdds.com or reached by phone at 260-484-4181.
Welcome back, basketball fans. 59-47 your score. Southside's up by 12 over the Lady Saints of Bishop Dwenger. 3:17 on the clock here in regulation. And the Southside Archers have seemed like they can step on the gas whenever they want to and stretch the lead out. They got it. The Saints had it down to 8 at one time recently.
Southside's, as Kenny mentioned, Southside is playing very well offensively. Dwenger's not quick enough on the defensive end. Southside has been going right around them. They either get an easy layup or they get fouled. And Dwenger's quickness on defense is really hurting them today.
Dwenger puts on a little bit of token pressure. Southside triggers the basketball and they get over the timeline. Stopping it to Brace Jackson. Controlling the basketball. Still tries to get around Ream and he'll call Ream on the block again. And all Jackson has to do is put a forearm into her and pop her in the hip. And they're going to call it on whoever's defending her every time. That's Madison Ream's 4th foul of the ball game.
Shamari Jackson's 2 out of 4. Boy, Kenny, Dwenger's just got a ton of fouls this half, and they're really getting in foul trouble.
First free throw is really short. So the score remains 59-47. And both coaching staffs were really frustrated with the way this basketball game has been called.
I would think Southside's coaching staff is really going to work on free throws next week.
Second one is good. So it's a 13-point lead, 60-47, 3:06 and counting.
Dwenger sure needs a basket here.
Smith to Andrews. Andrews stop and go move on Chapman.
Boy, they're just calling him awful close now.
They're going to call a foul on Chapman out on the floor, but that's their 9th team foul, so it'll be a 1-on-1. Andrews will go to the free throw line. 3:01 on the clock. 60-47 your score.
Ty Andrews, 17 points, 1 out of 1 from the foul line. This is when you can make some hay. The clock stopped. You got to make these free throws when you're down 13.
And you always would like a senior there, and she does a good job, puts it right through. 60-48, back down to 12. Second free throw is up, and it also finds the mark.
19 points for Taya Andrews.
60-49. It's time for a defensive stop, ladies. Get a little bit of confidence going here. Defensive stop from the bucket and get it down underneath single digits. 2:52.
Southside's really spreading the floor, aren't they, Kenny? That's too easy.
Well, she got inside the lane, and Shamara Jackson blew past the defense. They had the four corners and one person right in the middle, kind of an old North Carolina setup. As soon as she drove the lane, she was fouled. And the foul goes against, I believe, Natalie Mowry.
I would think Bishop Dwenger's really got to work on the defensive end because man-to-man against a good, quick team like Southside, they're really having trouble guarding anyone tonight.
First free throw is good. She likes to get them up there. Shamara Jackson throws them high and brings them down. She makes the second free throw. So.
She has 13 points, and she's making up for the absence of Darshana Nathan.
Quick inbound pass to Smith, and it's knocked out of bounds by Lacey. Lacey's awfully quick with the hands. She's involved in just about every defensive play when it comes to trying to steal the basketball.
Southside averages 56 points a game, and they already have 62, and we still got almost 3 minutes to play.
Ross floor to Andrews. Andrews loads up a three, rattles
nice
out.
Rebound by Ellen Ross.
Ross rebound. She's tied up. She had to put it on the floor to get a little bit closer to the iron. She's tied up by Jackson, and the possession arrow points to Southside.
Ellen Ross is really battling, but she's getting a little frustrated. She's just not having a good night offensively right now, and she's trying as hard as she can.
Southside charges down the floor. Stanford goes coast to coast. It's no good. Rebound bounces off a couple of heads, a couple of hands, and Andrews comes out of the pack with it.
Andrews a good-looking player.
And she's stripped by Lacey, and they'll call the foul on Lacey. So the girls are getting a little bit out of an offensive zone here. They're just running and heading to the iron and running and heading to the iron.
Instead of basketball, we're starting to get into a free throw shooting contest, aren't we, Kenny? And that when you shoot this many free throws on both sides, it really slows the play down and sort of takes away the good basketball right now.
Well, we'll be here all night. They can do that if they like. Bob and I'll stick this thing out to the last buzzer. First free throw is good. Makes it 62-50. And Andrews loads it up for the second one.
She has 20 points, and she's getting a lot of them in this quarter from the foul line. If Dwenger can get a stop and play a little defense, they could get back in this, but Southside's just been too quick all night.
Make it 21 as she makes the second free throw. Southside comes over the timeline. This time Stanford handling the basketball. Finally flips it over to the right side to Jackson. Jackson drives the
nice
lane.
pass.
Pops Jones. Jones blocked, and they're going to call Natalie Mowry on the foul. Looked like a pretty clean block, but we aren't quite as close as the Zebras are, so 2:02 on the clock, 62-51 your score. And Mikeva Jones.
Hard to believe. This will be the 25th and 26th free throws that Southside's going to shoot tonight. And this game could even be worse if they were making them.
And they do make that one. They had a streak there where they missed about everything. Now they run about 4 or 5 in a row.
Mikeva Jones has 5 points, and she's just a steady player. Not flashy, but she just does a good job all over the floor.
On the second one, the rattles home. And a timeout by the Bishop Dwenger Saints. Down 13 with 2:02 to go. And we'll take a 30-second break ourselves. You're listening to 106.3 FM WRDF, Columbia City, Fort Wayne.
This is Jason Schiffley, principal of Bishop Dwenger High School. Students enter our school as children and emerge as adults, prepared to go out into the world with the tools necessary to become citizens of two worlds. Our enriched curriculum focuses on academics, service to the community, and participation in extracurricular activities, all while building on the foundation of our Catholic faith. Tuffy, our saintly mascot, reminds us that we are all called to be saints. Call us at 260-496-4700 or visit us online at bishopdwenger.com to find out how you can become a Dwenger Saint.
And we're back at Bishop Dwenger High School. 2:02 on the clock, so that is 122 ticks of the clock here in regulation. 64-51 your score, and Bishop Dwenger with the basketball. Let's go to the full length of the floor. And Southside has backed off the pressure a little bit. Kind of a 1-2-2 half-court trap, depending on what direction you go. With defenders go
Nice
where.
defense by South.
They get to Andrews. Andrews lowers the right shoulder, drives the baseline on Chapman, puts it up and in.
Ty Andrews is really taking over this game. Problem is she needs some help.
64-53, and Natalie Mowry slaps the inbound pass out of bounds. The south side will continue to have control of the basketball, but everybody is in the far court. Nobody in the offensive end of the floor, so Dwenger's going to put on as much press as they can put on.
And they got to play defense without fouling, which they haven't done lately.
And the south side
what a pass.
Breaks it, bounce pass. Shot no good. Andrews pulls down the rebound. She heads the other way. She's got numbers, but I think she's going to go by herself. She does. Puts it up, bounces around, and in. 64-55.
She's trying to do it by herself, and so far she's doing a good job.
Stanford pulls Mowry, but pulls it back out. And going to slow things down. Somebody needs to go out there and get her with one.
Oh, terrible defense that
Stanford
time.
went around everybody.
Wow.
Missed the shot. Mowry with a rebound.
Dwenger scores here, Kenny. They can cut this to 6 or 7.
And Ross comes out of the pack with it. Andrews, 3 on the
Oh, that cuts it. Unbelievable. Kaya Andrews. We're down to 6 points.
54-58. And a foul is called on the inbounds pass. So we'll see what the foul is called. They're going to call Smith on the slap. 2 shots coming for Southside. We're just inside a minute. 59.8. And the tension in the building just went up a little bit after that three.
Kaya Andrews has 28 points, and what's hard to believe, she only had 4 at halftime.
Well, we said she needed to get going, and she certainly has done that. First free throw is good. 65-58 makes it a 7-point spread. And Shamari Jackson, who missed the first few free throws, has hit her last 3 or 4.
She's 6 out of 9, doing a lot better job at the foul line.
Missed the second one. Ream with a rebound. Forward to Andrews. Andrews finds Mowry. Mowry, 17-footer.
Oh, boy, there's a clutch. You haven't played hardly at all, and she sure made a big basket.
65-60. 50.3 to go. Timeout, Bishop Dwenger.
There's no quitting the Lady Saints, is there, Kevin?
Not tonight. Let's take a 30-second break ourselves. You're listening to 106.3 FM, WRDF, Columbia City, Fort Wayne.
Think of Briscoe Dentistry for your family's dental care. Dr. Todd Briscoe and team know that your body is more than just teeth and gums. Your oral health affects the performance ability of your entire body. And on the field or court, you want your body to perform at its best. So trust Dr. Briscoe and team to provide the ultimate in preventative, periodontal, orthodontic, restorative, and cosmetic dentistry. To optimize your body's performance, contact Dr. Briscoe at 260-486-9950 or on the web at briscoedentistry.com.
We're back. Basketball fans, I'm glad you stuck with it because this thing's turned into a pretty good basketball game. 65-60 after being down double digits for a long time. The Bishop Dwenger Saints have fought and clawed their way back, mostly on the back of Tay Andrews' 24 points in the
Yes,
second half.
she has 28 points, and Southside has taken 27 free throws. Dwenger's only taken 11, but thank goodness Southside hasn't been hitting them. But as Kenny said, they are down the stretch here, so Dwenger's got to play defense without fouling if they can.
Jackson gets it into Chapman, hands it back to Japs, and they're going to slowly get it over the timeline. And we're going to pick her up right at the 10-second line. That usually is a foul. They let that one go. Bounce pass to Lacey. Lacey,
you might want to foul someone different here.
38 seconds to go, and they get it off to Jackson again. And she finds Stanford and Madison Ream just hit her 5th foul at 34.2 to go. So Madison's home career is done for the Bishop Dwenger Saints.
She fouled out with 2 points. Typical hustle. Good little ball player. Madison Ream, 5'6" senior, and she always gives it everything she has. And
you'll hear her name next week at sectional play, as one of the games we're going to broadcast is the Bishop Dwenger Saints on Wednesday night. So
14 points for Joey Stanford.
34.2 on the clock. The gym gets quiet. Stanford drains it. So 66-60.
She's 3 out of 3 this quarter. So criticizing Southside's free throw shooters, it's not all of them. Shamari Jackson's hitting a lot, and so is Stanford.
And the second one is good. That makes it a 7-point spread.
That might be trouble now, Kenny.
Andrews down the floor. Stops, pops a 3. No good. Rebound.
Good hustle by Ross, and
Ross
she got fouled.
Puts it up and fouled by Stanford. So the clock stopped, 26.8. 67-60 your score. And that is going to be Stanford's third foul of the ball game.
13 points for Ellen Ross. She's played a very good ball game when she's in there, but foul trouble has really hurt her. She can't be as aggressive when she's got so many fouls.
First free throw is good. Back down to 6. She can close the gap down to 5 with making the second free throw.
With the three-point shot, anything's possible here in the last 27 seconds.
Free throw is up. It's no good. Goes long. Rebound Stanford. Stanford is fouled immediately by Andrews. And they're going to play the free throw game here within this last minute. I don't know. I think that's her third or fourth. I think that's her fourth, Bob. So 6-point spread. And the Saints are counting on them to brick a couple of free throws here and hustle down the floor and get another bucket.
16 points for Stanford. She has been 5 out of 8 in the foul line, but her last 5 free throws, she's made them all. So all of a sudden, she's warming up at the foul line. She's when Southside needed free throws, Stanford came through with them.
That one wasn't pretty, but it was successful. 68-61 your score. Second free throw is up and missed.
That's her. She has 17 points.
Southside out of there with the rebound. That might be about it. Another foul quickly as they fouled Jackson. And this foul is going to go on Olivia Sturba, I believe. Kind of inconsequential at this point.
Jackson's been to the foul line, Kenny, 10 times. This will be 11 and 12, and she's already 6 out of 10, now 7 out of 11.
She made the first one, and fouls on Natalie Mowry, actually. Rose Tittman going to come into the ballgame for the final 19 seconds.
I don't remember this many fouls in a game in a long time, do you?
Yeah, they've been calling a lot of them. They're getting paid by the whistle, apparently. Rose Tittman going to come in and spills Ellen Ross.
Jackson had a very good ball game on both ends of the floor.
You get it into Andrews. Andrews goes, well, I thought she was going to go unchallenged because she tripped her team in the corner. Throws it way over the top to Mowry. She sets, fires, it's on the line. Oh, a little bit long.
Good hustle by Mowry.
Chapman gets the rebound. Mowry.
No reason to foul now.
5 seconds to go. Bounce pass to Lacey. She puts it up and in. Unnecessary, but that's the ball game.
And a good win by Southside.
72-61. And if you want to see some girls fight and claw and dig and work and hustle and fight and claw some more, you should have been here because the Lady Saints did exactly that after being down a whole bunch a couple of times. They got it down within 5 twice. And just couldn't quite get over the hump. The Southside Archers are a pretty good ball club. Let's take a 30-second break. We're going to be back with the post-game show, and we're going to stay here for quite a while. It's senior night. We got another ball game to come bring to you. And we're ready to go when they get ready to go. So you're listening to 106.3 FM, WRDF, Columbia City, Fort Wayne. Welcome home to your family of faith.
Whether you fly a plane through the clouds or bake cookies with your kids, we want to give you more time to do what you love. Hi, this is Lisa Stauffer from First Federal Bank. Our checking accounts with online and mobile banking options let you do just that. Whether you're in the air or on the ground, ask us how you can get up to $150 when you open a new checking account and take advantage of these banking options. First Federal Bank, better together. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Travel sponsor, and that is H&L Electric. We specialize in commercial electric needs for the business community. H&L Electric can handle the smallest to the largest projects.
At this time, if you would please
call Pete
stand and
Henry,
bow your head
260-357-0123.
in memory of Haley Nello.
That's 260-357-0123.
Haley would have been a senior on the Bishop Dwenger Lady Saints varsity basketball team. Thank you.
Moment of silence for Haley Nellums, the young lady who got killed this summer in a nasty car. Would have been a senior on the basketball team this year.
And she has
very
a
classy move by Bishop Dwenger.
Madison
sister that plays very well.
Escorted by her parents, Tim and Tanya Reed.
Kenny, what was interesting, Bishop Dwenger scored 27 points in the fourth quarter, and they'd only scored 34 in the first 3. And Southside scored 22 in the fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter. And our post-game sponsor, before I forget them, Bishop Lewis High School is a Catholic educational community. Dignity, integrity, respect, and responsibility. That's the Lewis spirit. www.bishoplewis.org. I think we will join the PA and enjoy some of the senior nights. I'll turn on the microphone and we'll listen to Pete Henry for a little bit.
Congratulations, Madison.
Senior night, always a special night at any high school you go to, but when you do games like Bob and I and watch these girls play, and you know them by first name.
Madison Reed, the 5'6" senior. Kaya Andrews, 5'9" senior. And also Rose Tippman, so 3 seniors on the Bishop Dwenger team.
Her other sports club activities include
Kaya Andrews had a heck of a senior night. She had 47 points, gave it everything she had, as she always does.
2-time second team All-Star. Varsity golf at Lures. World
These girls are not done yet. They've got one away game, and then the sixth to play starts next week.
They got a pretty interesting ball game. They're going to play the Garrett Railroaders on Garrett's home floor, and that makes it always a little tougher. Garrett's 12-8, but they get a play on their home floor, and Garrett's had some good teams in the past, Kenny. So when the sectionals come, as everyone knows, that we always say the same thing: you throw the records out the window.
Yep. Now you got it. Cleveland Ing is on it. He's got a selfie stick out and taking a picture of him and every senior.
Rose Tippman.
That's the way to do it. Rose Tippman got the start tonight, and that was a big thrill for her, and she just hustles her tail off all the time.
Well, you can see her spirit. She's a wonderful young lady who works really hard and actually played a pretty good ball game tonight. Doesn't get a lot of playing time, but when she does, she plays solid for the Lady Saints of Bishop Dwenger.
And anyone that's had kids at Dwenger or followed Dwenger through the years, the name Tippman is their all over their the school with academics and athletics. A well-known name in the Catholic circles in Fort Wayne is the Tippman name.
I believe that's all the seniors they have as far as the lady basketball players go. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to hit the guys here as they go through, or they're going to do the
I think they're going to maybe do the boys later on, because there's still some games left with the boys.
Oh, gosh, that's
Friday, January 15th, 2016, your Bishop Dwenger Lady Saints played Wayne High School here at Dwenger and came out with a victory. In doing so, Taya Andrews set a new school record for the most points scored in a game. Taya scored 43 points, breaking the old school record of 36.
That's a huge
Congratulations, Taya Andrews.
And anyone that's followed Bishop Dwenger sports over the years, girls basketball, Kenny, they've had an awful lot of great basketball players, and to break the record in the most points in one game is very, very impressive.
She pumped in 43 against the Wayne Generals in a game. Unfortunately, we did not broadcast, but the Bishop Dwenger Saints won that game fairly easily, and Taya pumped in 43 points.
43 points. She is going to play basketball somewhere in the state of New York. She already has a scholarship.
And she got some relation out there.
Yes, and I can't think of.
I think it's an uncle or something.
The first name. I think it's Dave Andrews. He used to coach at Bishop Lures, and he was the outstanding coach at St. Francis women for years, and took them to a national championship. Now he's coaching in New York, and he sure got a good recruit in this young lady.
Well, the cool thing about it is she got family out there. And I've given a couple wedding speeches, and I go, God, family, and everything else. So when you got family, you got your faith, you got your family, you got a pretty good future in front of you. So let's take a 2-minute break, and we'll come back with more post-game thoughts. You're listening to Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, WRDF, Columbia City, Fort Wayne.
Are you looking for an orthopedic specialist? Ortho Northeast has been serving the community for over 50 years with offices in 3 convenient locations. Look for the location nearest you.